I just wanted to say something because it all seemed to line up pretty good. So with this first image here, when war is declared, truth is the first casualty. The Ten Commandments of war propaganda. Number one, we don't want war. Number two, the opposite party alone is guilty of a war. Number three, the enemy is the face of the devil. Number four, we defend a noble cause, not our own interest. Number five, the enemy systematically commits cruelties. Our mishaps are involuntary. Number six, the enemy uses forbidden weapons. Number seven, we suffer small losses. Those of the enemy are enormous. Number eight, artists and intellectuals back our cause. Number nine, our cause is sacred. Number 10, all who doubt our propaganda are traitors. Arthur Ponsonby. Now, isn't that the truth? Isn't that just bloody the truth? We don't want war. Well, that's been said for 4 years under Trump. We don't want war. And now we have, whatever poopy pants in office saying the opposite alone is guilty of that war. That means that the Democrats, the communists, fascists, whatever you want to call them, nevertheless complete traitors, are blaming Trump and the Republican Party. I'm only speaking about America right now. The enemy is the face of the devil. Oh, the enemy is Putin and Trump, right? While all the other presidents, all the way down to Ronald Reagan, are in for the cause, the good cause. But when Trump came in, we had the Russian collusion, which is proven beyond reasonable doubt is a fake, a hoax. It was something that was orchestrated in order or in hope of the communist weekend Hillary Clinton got in office. Yeah, she's a witch. She's a real witch. She's not just a politician. She is a real witch. And she caused a lot of problems for the Secret Service when Bill Clinton was in office because she kept going to California with her witches and doing whatever they were doing. Don't even want to know what they were doing, but that cost them a lot of problems with logistics. So now you have it. She's a witch. She's a Wiccan. She's dangerous. Number 5, the enemy is systematically commits cruelties on our mishaps are involuntary. Well, here we can go to Ukraine, right? You remember Russia took Crimea. Not a peep. Russia is now taking Ukraine, and everybody is up in arms. And it is so cruel what is being done. And all the footage we are seeing pretty much from Ukraine are old rusty wreckage of a former conflict, not a present conflict. So the propaganda from the media is absolutely at its highest. Look what the Russians are doing. Oh, look how the Ukrainians are fighting back and giving the Russians a hard time. Let me tell you one thing, people. If it was up to Russia, they could roll in over Ukraine, and the Ukrainian would only have to run and don't look back, but run. They stand not a bloody freaking chance. You've got to get that through your head. They have no chance of fighting back and winning against the Russians. So what you're seeing on the news is a blatant lie. The enemy is using forbidden weapons. I think I've heard something about that the Russians has used some weapons against the Ukrainians that is unacceptable, which is a war crime. And again, here we have it, what I just said. We suffer small losses. Those of the enemies are enormous. Isn't that exactly what we hear in the lamestream media, the lying communist pigs on TNC and CNN and CBS and MSNBC and World News for that matter? That the Ukrainians are doing such a great effort and they're destroying the Russians. They're giving a fight to their teeth. What did I just tell you? Russia can roll right in over Ukraine, and there wouldn't be a bloody thing the Ukrainian can do about it. Stop listening to that lie. Artists and intellectuals back our cause. Yeah, we have Hollywood, a satanic fortress in California, and we got musicians uttering their opinions, and everybody's looking up to these Katy Perrys, these Neil Young, and whatnot. Why are you listening to those idiots? They're musicians, for crying out loud. They're not professors. They're musicians, and they're actors. They don't know jack shit, but they're making money on their propaganda. And why? Because they're all liberals. Liberalism is a mental illness. It is communism. It is the worst enemy of the United States. Our cause is sacred. Yeah. What is that cause? Oh, I know. I'll come to that. Don't worry. All who doubt our propaganda are traitors. Isn't that exactly what is going on now? That everybody who is a conservative is being demonized by the communists in the White House? How appropriate that that redhead biatch left the speaker's, what was her name? Saki. She sounds like freaking rice wine. That's a booze they drink over in Japan. And here we got it. Right? This is treason. A witch, a communist. A born and raised communist. His mom was a CIA operative. His dad was a flaming, radical communist, Frank Marshall, not Boris Sutiro from Indonesia. This bloody guy is the product of a radical, flaming communist. And this guy has spent his entire life, 40 years in so-called politics, not achieving a damn thing in all the time he's been there. Not one thing. What is he in the business of doing? Well, that has everything to do with Ukraine. Oh, yeah. And this guy's a dying man. So is she. He's gonna last for a while, but he's not the Antichrist that everybody was believing for a while. No, he's not. Not at all. But he's married to a man. Exactly. He's the guy who's running the White House right now. This filthy creep. He's the president of the current United States. Not Joe Biden, him. He's running the show. He's in the White House every bloody day, advising how to drive America down a communist path. He's a traitor and should be locked up forever. You don't steal an entire country, buddy up with China, give the Taliban your weapons, force your top fighters to step down, stop the food supply chain, disassemble your border wall, and encourage an invasion of your own country. And it's not to be a treasonous act of war against your own people. I couldn't have said it better myself. This is exactly what the Democrats are about, and the Republicans for that matter. There's Republicans, and then there's the Democrats. They're all working for the same cause, New World Order. They appear to be opposing. But when the meetings are over, they all smoke cigars and drink whiskey and laugh on top of their head how stupid and gullible the American people are. They are all in on it. A true conservative, he has this opinion. This is America. Just wait till people who wants to be left alone get involved. They are going to rise up and they are going to shoot. They're going to fight for America. And if you are in the way, you filthy liberals, you shouldn't have been there. Because these people just want to be left alone. And that is what the Constitution provides you. The ability, the freedom to be bloody left alone. They don't want your force feeding them propaganda, lies, and so on. And freedom encroachment. They don't want that. They're going to answer back. And that's exactly what the parties in there in Washington, the District of Criminals, are waiting for. That is for that one who wants to be left alone. Stand up and say, enough. Because that gives them the opportunity and their so-called right to come down on us like an angry hornet in the thousands. With the help of UN and with the help of China. Probably Taliban too. Next slide. That is exactly right. If you are a liberal, this is how you end up. Disgusting and ugly. So, let that be a warning to you, you stupid Democrat liberals. You go down this stupid idea that they have plotted in your head. That it's okay with abortions, it's okay with all this transgender crap. And what not. God is going to punish you. And He's going to turn you into what you really are. Ugly from the inside out. Liberalism is a mental illness. And this is how you end up. Count on it. And here again, yeah, here we got it. The party that says that men can get pregnant. Not ever going to bloody happen. Not ever, ever, ever. Do you understand that, liberals? It cannot be done. And now we come to the good thing here. This is exactly what I was referring to in this image right here. Our cause is sacred, right? Well, let's just go back here. You know why their cause is sacred? That is because for many, many years now, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Adam Schiff here, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, who's standing right there, the guy who is the son of Charles Manson, got the same eyes, manic, insane eyes. Maybe that's his mom, who knows. She's old enough to be his mom. You know, those elitists, they like to, you know, engage in incestuous, you know, things because they think if they fornicate with each other within their own bloodline, they get super children. Where history has shown they are giving birth to freaks and misfits and birth defects beyond recognition. Because God has put enmity. He has made a block in that one. Because He knows men's heart. But why is she there? visiting this gangster, which is appearing at. He don't look like a president. He looks like a gangster with his hoodie, because he is a gangster. Here's his gangster too. Another gangster. Here's another gangster over there. And here's the American suit and tie. But that's the gangsters. Why is she there? She's there to make sure that this is being done. Because this is exactly what is being done. Ukraine is being used as a money laundering machine for all the criminals in the District of Criminals in Washington, D.C. That's why she's there. To ensure that everything going according to plan. And now Russia has thrown a wrench, or a monkey wrench, into that by invading Ukraine. And that is a major, major, major issue for the District of Criminals. Because when Russia is done with Ukraine, the District of Criminals can no longer launder money in Ukraine. Where the hell are they going to launder their money then? Because Zelensky, the gangster there, he's going to be shot dead in the most cruel way by the Russian troops. When they get their hands on him, they're going to kill him. They're not going to put him in prison. They're going to slaughter him. Make sure that he is history. You got no idea what you're dealing with here. Russia has had a 1,000-year-long history of conflict. And they have finally come to that point where they can actually exist as a nation in spite of all they've been through. And here we got Nazi Pelosi speaking for Poopy Biden, Poopy Joe, and Crack Pipe Sonny, to make sure that the money laundering is going according to plan, but it's not going according to plan because Ukrainians are being destroyed by the Russians. They stand no chance. But this also comes with a price. You see, up here, we got the Ukrainian flag, which is, yeah, whatever. It's not very fancy at all. It's not pretty in any form or fashion, but I understand the symbology in it. The blue sky and the golden wheat, because as far as I know right now, Ukraine is the largest wheat producer on the planet. You imagine the Russians getting their hands on that and putting pressure on the rest of the world? Because wheat is a major commodity. Major. So what is America doing? Oh, not America. What is the District of Criminals doing? Oh, we're going to help the Ukrainians sink a Russian warship. And now the Democrats bitching about that information got leaked, that it's now, the cat is out of the bag, that America directly advised Ukrainians to sink that ship. That actually means, dear brothers and sisters, this is no longer a proxy war. Okay? This is a declaration of war against Russia from DC. Not you and me, but DC. Madmen. Do you follow me now? And what was it the Russians just said? they are going to respond. And that response is going to be nuclear. Are you ready for mushroom clouds? I freaking hope you are, because it's going to be pretty dire for millions of people. And it might not be Russia doing it. It might just be that witch on the left and her not constituents, but her people, who is going to foment, like Obama said when he was president, I fear a nuclear bomb go off in New York City. And if that happens, who are they going to blame? Russia. And who are going to be with the American government? NATO? The European so-called army? UN? Let's march against Russia. Because Russia is apparently the only country on this planet who's against New World Order. Oh, but what about Israel? No. Sorry. They're already building the third temple. The Muslims has already said that their Ramadan is the last Ramadan before the destruction of Israel. You better take that bloody serious. And what has Biden got very big problem with? That is to delivering the freaking rockets for the Iron Dome to protect Israel against the bloody attacks from the Muslims. Because they all want Israel to be chastised. They want this Antichrist to sit in Israel, Jerusalem, in the temple and declare he is God. That's the end game. And they don't care how many millions of people are dying in the quest for getting that satanic prick in Jerusalem. Does it even get through your brain? I know some of you follow exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm not talking to you. Yes, I am, but, not in that way. I'm talking to you blind sheep out there who just, it is so good. Let's get with them. Let's get behind them. Not realizing that you're lining yourself up for your own slaughter. And the first thing that Yeshua says to his disciples in Matthew 24, the very first thing he says, nothing else. The first thing, as the most important thing, see to that you are not deceived. Do you understand what is going on right now? Is deception, and more deception, and then we put some steroids on it too. And you're still not getting it. You don't get it. This is all planned, for crying out loud. The only one who's actually standing outside of all this crap that's going on is Russia. Everybody else is following suit. Anybody who says, no, I don't want to do that, they end up dead. Right? I mean, I don't even want to speak to it, because if I do, YouTube is going to get all antsy with me again. And you know how they are. They want to maintain YouTube to be a safe place by censoring the truth. That makes YouTube safe. So there's certain things I cannot and you cannot speak to at all. You just need to put up and shut up if you want to stick around. It's just how it is. Because YouTube or Google has decided to be part of the problem instead of the solution. And here we come. This is the funny thing. Just to end this video, because I don't want to speak for you. I can, but I don't want to. I have to go to bed, go to work tomorrow. But I had the opportunity to be home tonight, so I had a lot on my mind. Oh, we finally got freedom of speech on Twitter. Ooh, Elon Musk, you are a freaking hero. Is he? I don't think so. Elon Musk wants to put a chip in your brain. Oh, does that sound familiar? Yeah, it actually does. It does sound a lot familiar to me. That sounds to me like either a precursor or an actuality of the Mark of the Beast. Yeah. I don't care how you twist and turn this one. You don't put a bloody thing in my body. This is my temple. I make my own decisions to what happens to this temple. Is that understood? You want to take that chip thing? Go ahead. Go ahead. I would be sad when you do, because you won't be going to the feast. You will be burning in hell for eternity by unquestionable fire, along with the demons and with Lucifer, as the Romans call him. His real name is Satan. That's where you're ending up. You just think about it. And just for good order. I know there's a lot of you who's listening to me who wants to be an atheist and you're not this and you're not that. But, you know, can you just read Matthew 24? Just read that book. And if you find that pretty captivating, I would suggest you also read the book of Romans. And you find that interesting too, go ahead and read 1st and 2nd Timothy, and then finish up with the Revelation. And I'm pretty sure if you understand what is being said, you will have a very sunken feeling in your heart. You will understand how blind you have been for so long. And maybe it is time to admit you are a sinner, to believe that Jesus is our Lord, and call upon his name for you to be saved. Because I have it like this now. I don't think we will get through 22 without a major conflict. Not just between two nations, but bloody the whole world. And millions are going to die without knowing the truth. So if you come to realize the truth is real, what Yeshua has said 2,000 years ago is actually real. I encourage you to talk to everybody around you. If they don't want to listen, walk away, brush off your dust from your feet, march on, and go to the next one. Because those who didn't want to listen, they made up their mind. Don't waste your time on it. They will have to find out on their own. But you have a duty, and that is, you have to spread the gospel. You have to spread the good news. Go ye out into the world and spread the gospel. Love one another like I loved you. That was his final commandment. And you are to uphold that as children of our Father. You choose otherwise, you choose to be with the demons in everlasting anguish. Choice is yours. I'm going to end it here. And you can think all you want to. Oh, did you see that? That's my babies. Oh, they're so sweet. On the left, that's Roga. He's a Chiweenie. On the right is the princess. She's a real earhead Chihuahua. And they are the sweetest things. I love it. So I am going to end it up with these two crooks. And I hope you listened. I hope you learned something. I hope I shook some trees and some monkey fells down and hit their head and woke up from their slumber and realized being a bloody follower of the Democratic Party is an abomination. For that matter, the Republican Party. Be a child of God. Be a child of God. That actually means you're conservative. That don't mean you're a Republican. But being a conservative meaning that you believe in morals and values. And that is exactly what our Father in heaven has instilled in you, to have moral and values. God bless you.